My own review.
And then they would wake up, they would serve these people, get treated like crap all day, go back to their like sleeping quarter, eat some food out of a juice box like thing. It was just like a drink, and then
like
they'd go back to bed and then do the exact same shit all day, every day.
And then like Collar's Battle Royale style, where
yeah,
like if they tried to run away, they'd blow it and then they
squirt blood. Then somebody like stands up for herself and then she dies.
Yeah, and so then the one kind of like main girl escapes and she becomes part with this guy and
he rescues her because he's part of the rebellion.
Yeah, they kind of like, you know, they fall in love and they try and rebel, and then you find out the big like reveal that dun dun dun. They have this thing where like, you know, right off the bat they talk about how like if you do it for 12 years as this server slave, then you go off to this magical place and they give you a white robe and you get to, you know, be free. And it's like, okay, we've seen the island. I saw the island.
I also saw the island.
Yeah. That movie wasn't that. We're not going to review the island.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's not review the island. So you know, like, oh, they're going to go get killed. But then what you find out is they sit him down in this chair and they put this helmet on that like does the Anton Sugar like bullet to the head thing.
And kills them.
And then they like hook in their heels and like drag them up and send them into this processing plant where you see like, you saw the one machine like taking their heads off.
One machine like takes the heads off, the other one like skins them.
Like skins them and like splits them in half. And this is PG-14, which is pretty cool. I appreciate that.
There's actually a decent sex scene in this story as well, and by decent I mean extremely great. In my opinion, there was some. I liked it. There was some good sex.
It was good.
She's really hot. That was my argument.
She's really hot. I will agree with that. But it was just kind of like it was a bit short. There's only one position.
PG-14.
I know, but I for a PG-14, it was a great sex scene.
That's what I meant.
If you're gonna talk about, like, it's no Monsters Ball.
It's.
Which I'm sure you haven't seen, but yeah, well, surprise, surprise. But yeah, and then you find out that when they recycle these servers, they're actually put into the protein drink
to like feed
and then drink them up.
Oh.
Yeah, which is so great
disgusting.
Because in the Jim Broadbent and the old folks home scene, this is like an hour and a half before you find this out, that they're like eating themselves, that this drink is made of people. You have Jim Broadbent running across a window trying to escape this old folks home going, and out of nowhere, there's no context, he just looks at these people at a window and he's like, Soylent Green is made of people! He doesn't sound like Bane, but...
He does not, that's just...
Soylent Green is made of people! Yes!
No!
Hugo Weaving, the nurse, has lied to you! He has betrayed you!
No!
And now I will save you. No, sorry. But yeah, I really appreciated it. I appreciated that foreshadow. It was pretty great. And that story was really... That was one of the more... I'd say that's probably the second most moving story next to the composer-gay relationship.
That was a very moving story.
But it was very good and very like inspirational and like, oh yeah, life is beautiful.
Everyone's equal.
And then...
was the theme, I think.
Yeah, we're all the same.
We're all people.
We are all people.
We're all people.
In cool makeup. And then the last final story is...
super future time.
Super future, where like the future ain't the future anymore.
It's like almost the past, because like post-apocalypse.
Yeah. And so they all talk in this like...
Weird language.
Where
took me
like...
a while to understand.
Yeah, it's pretty creative. So instead of saying the word true, they say true. So you just repeat it and it's a new... It's a new thing.
Yeah, but some things they changed more, and it was hard to follow when I first saw it.
Yeah, no, it's a bit hard to follow, but you pick up on it. It's kind of like the Clockwork Orange speak, except there's no Russian in it, so it's a lot easier to follow. But it's just kind of like that unique way of talking. And that one's about Tom Hanks and Halle Berry, who's like this. There's like smart people and spaceships on the planet, and then Tom Hanks is part of like the dumb villagers.
The village people, they're not dumb. They're just more primitive.
The ones that don't have spaceships, which is slightly less intelligent if you don't have a spaceship. I'm just throwing it out there. And
value great intelligence.
Yeah, basically their village is getting raided by these like crazy fucking tribal dudes that have like war horses all painted up who look amazing. Those guys were intimidating as shit.
Would not want to meet them in a dark alley.
And one of them was Hugh Grant. I didn't even realize it was Hugh Grant. He did a fucking great job. He was scary as shit.
For a character with no lines, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was super memorable. And they had that whole like, it reminded me of the Ring Race when they were like hiding on the bridge there, the corner. Yeah, and I expected Hugh Grant to like lean over and be like...
Like, So they did do that. They tried to find people like that, smelling people and eating people and.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, and they were cannibals. They were
movie.
cannibals too. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, that was another thing that tied together:
Yeah.
cannibalism.
Cannibalism. It's apparently a good theme in the Cloud
So yeah,
Atlas.
Halle Berry is this space lady, has to like go up to this station that you find out was there earlier in the movie, and
To communicate with other
to
planets.
communicate with other planets to try and get rescued because all the old smart people are like dying and.
Well, that's because apparently we contaminated Earth so badly that the entire Earth is getting radiation poisoning.
This is what happens when you re-elect Obama. Sorry, it was about your Bill O'Reilly coming out for a second.
What?
I'm just saying. Mitt Romney wouldn't have let it get that far.
Anyways.
We Mormons are a good...
Okay. So anyways, back to the important things and not letting him speak.
Dude, no physical contact in reviews.
Why not?
That's against the rules. I don't shove my hand
I'm
into
sorry,
Clayton's
you're
mouth.
going to be my witness here. I was told there was no format.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the 6 stories. I really enjoyed it. The best part is the music by far.
That's great
I'm
music.
downloading that theme song. It was getting me all teary-eyed. And in the credits, it's cool because they when you get to the actors, they show the actors' names and then they show a picture of all the different characters they played. And in some of them, you're like, I didn't even know that was them,
Yeah, I was
right? Like the creepy Asian doctor with the eyeball mechanic.
Halle
Like,
Berry?
it was
Like,
Halle
what?
Berry. It was like, oh,
Way to
shit.
go, Halle Berry. That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
You get those some of them that only had like one character, and you're like, what? You only played one person?
Yeah, well, that's because they didn't have enough star power. You've got to work your way up to number of characters.
Is that the way it works?
Yeah, you've got
more
to.
characters.
Yeah,
than
that's
that?
why Tom Hanks had the most, and then Halle Berry and Hugo Weaving. You know, you gotta achieve some level. Although I feel like with Hugo Weaving, you could have spent some more time on them. And the makeup. Oh, sorry. Back to the makeup because there's one more I didn't call out on. The makeup for Broadbent's brother, who's played by Hugh Grant in
Old man Hugh Grant.
in the retirement
Present
home.
day one.
Yeah, the present day one. That makeup was terrible.
It wasn't great.
It basically what they did to make Hugh Grant look like this old man was they made his face this big. He looked like Marv from Sin City. He just had this. Yeah, he did. He just had this giant rectangular head.
On the other hand, his wife was played by the man who played the blonde gay man, and
was it the blonde gay man or was it the first gay man?
One of the gay men. I can't remember.
One of the gay guys.
But the point is that you could not tell that was not a woman. I didn't know.
I kind of knew when they showed her lying on her side much later in the movie, but when you first see her, I thought it was a chick.
Me too. I was like, oh, who's this random actress?
Yeah.
It's not an actress, it's a man.
So that's pretty cool. All right. Final thoughts?
Go see it.
Yeah, what would you rate it out of a scale of Nick Cages? How many Nick Cages out of 5 would you give this?
4.
4 Nick Cages out of 5?
4 Nick Cages out of 5.
That's pretty good. That's a solid Con Air rating.
I'm a fan. I liked it, and I really like long movies, so I liked sitting there for 3
Yeah,
hours.
that's the other thing. If you don't like lengthy films, this movie's like 2 hours and 45 minutes long.
Which I loved. I love.
Which
long movies.
I'm a fan of it as well. So that's a good thing to know. I would, if you like long movies, and
if you like long movies, then you would like it.
yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think of a movie comparable. Like if you like this kind of shit, you'll like this. But I can't really think of one because, like, you know, one scene will have action and then another won't. You know, it's like a bunch of mini movies.
And an action movie and you know.
Yeah, it's definitely if you can appreciate it for the scope. I'd recommend going to see it on the basis that it's not a movie I'd say you have to go see it. It's not Seven Psychopaths or Looper where I'm like, go see this movie. It's awesome.
I would recommend Cloud Atlas over. Oh no, I'm a liar. I'm a liar.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna say over Looper, but Looper was
no.
really good
Looper
too.
is fucking amazing. But having said that, I think I would recommend seeing it on the basis that I think this film is really only going to work in theaters.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Like
it's one of those movies. If you're gonna see it, you
watching
gotta
it
see
on like
the
this
screen.
TV screen, it wouldn't do it for me because the movie's so big. I would give it. I would probably give it 3.5 Nick Cages out of 5. So that's like a The Rock kind of Nick Cage. Which is still pretty good. The Rock's a great movie. Have you seen The Rock?
I've not.
And on that depressing note, we will end it. And we'll be back when we see another film.
Bye.
Cheers.